But I thought we'd start with somebody we were just talking about here off the air because it's a guy you knew really well. And he had quite a checkered history. I mean, really interesting dude, very colorful guy was Kim Wood. You saw the stories up on the front page at f4wonline.com. I hope by now. Kim passed away this week, but he's got a really unique experience both in wrestling and in the National Football League and in the world of weight training, weightlifting, and quite the entrepreneur on top
Yes,
of all of that.
right. Well, if you haven't read the stories, Meltzer was a friend of Kim's as well. If you haven't read the stories on Figure Four online, we'll fill you in on a little bit. Kim was an outspoken guy, as I told you off the air, right? I mean, there was no filter. For those who don't, Kim Wood was strength coach for the Cincinnati Bengals for 20 years. Great guy. He had a gym in the back of his home. Well, he also, let's give him a little more background history. If you have been in a weight room and saw hammer strength equipment, which to me is some of the top line stuff ever in any weight room I've ever been in, it was created and designed by Kim Wood and Tony Jones. Who is Tony Jones? For you youngsters, Nautilus equipment was designed and developed by Arthur Jones. Tony Jones was Arthur's son. So anyway, the hammer strength equipment was designed by Tony Jones and my dear friend Kim Wood. And on the sun porch in the back of Kim's home in Cincinnati, if you've seen, hammer strength had this huge leg press that you had to actually climb up in to use it. Kim had one of those on his son. He had at least $75,000 to $100,000 worth of hammer strength equipment on his sun porch, along with old antique kettlebells and stuff like that. I mean, just a great setup. But Kim, was like a mentor to Brian Pillman. And as we said, a strength coach in the NFL for 20 years, and just a great character. Went to his house. We had his WWE had a film crew in. They were going to do something on the Pillman shows, and they were going to do. They were doing a documentary or something about Vince Senior. No, I'm sorry, Vince Junior. Excuse me, Junior Vince McMahon, not his father. So anyway, they interviewed both of us for both these things, and I'm going to clean it up. But they were talking about Brian's personality, Pillman's personality, and how dynamic he actually was. And Kim mentioned how he was with the ladies, how they, was like a magnet attracting young ladies. He said, if he'd have got to Stephanie before Triple H and wooed her, she'd have never made it to Triple H. And I looked at Kim and said, I think that'll probably be on the cutting room floor. Now, that's not going to make it onto the show. And it didn't. He said it a little more colorful than I did for our show. But yeah, just a great guy. Enjoyed my time with him. When we started the first Pillman show, that's where Kim and I first met. He brought a Bengals jersey with Brian's number on it and Pillman on the back to donate as a raffle gift. And he would contact me, call me, and say, hey, you got everything you need for the Pillman this year? You need any help? Just a great guy. And when I found out that he had passed, I thought, damn. And I hadn't talked to Kim in quite some time, and that's on me, not on Kim or anybody else. But yeah, so to Kim's son, family, friends, fans, our condolences here at Wrestling Weekly go out. A hell of a guy who talk about legacy, to leave a great legacy as a weight trainer, strength coach in the NFL, and one died in the heart wrestling, professional wrestling fan. That's for damn sure. So bless you, Kim, and you certainly have left a big hole in my life, and I'm sure other people who knew you as well.
Yeah, quite the incredible life and career. I mean, not just the strength coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, but according to most accounts, the very first strength coach in the National Football League. So Kim Wood has that distinction. As you referenced, influential behind Nautilus machines, was a part inventor of the hammer strength machines, and that mentor to Brian Pillman, and obviously all of the great Cincinnati Bengals players who ever passed through there, everybody from Ken Anderson to Anthony Munoz to Boomer Esiason to
Right?
Chad Ochocinco. I guess he's still Ochocinco, right? He's not Chad Johnson again, is he? Anyway.
No, no, yeah, he's Ochocinco. And I didn't mention either when I had the contract with WWE, and when we had Heartland Wrestling, when we first opened the doors, he brought some of the rookie ball players after practice by to watch us train, because they would when they left, they would say to him, "Oh my God, they work harder than we do," and he it made Kim feel good that they could see, because some of the guys said, "Where are you going?" "We're going up to wrestling training." Yeah, okay. When they left, they had a whole different, view of what we did as far as getting ready to do our jobs as well. So yeah, that was great with Kim bringing the guys up there. But yeah, he was a character, and I don't know if there's a Hall of Fame for trainers in NFL, but if there is, by God, Kim Wood deserves to be there.